Hello and welcome to the B Button. I'm your host Baron Marf, and I'm joined as always by the man of the hour, the angry Link. How you doing, buddy?
Struggling through.
Keep struggling on through.
Nah, it's not been too bad, to be fair. Managed to get a fair bit of gaming done this week.
Sweet.
It's been all pretty good.
So, in the B Button, basically all we do is we talk a little bit about what we've been mashing up. We talk a little bit about what we're going to do next week. We set a little line in the sand, a stake in the ground, if you will, and say, this is what we're playing next week. We're going to get this done. Last week, Link said that he was basically going to mash his way and master one of the weapon sets on Sword Art Online. It's been a little bit of a trials and tribulations of whether you've been able to play Sword Art Online or not in the previous weeks. You've been regularly committing to it. First week failing, second week putting in a load of hours, and then this time the sword mastery.
Fucking smashed it.
Really?
Absolutely smashed it. I was about halfway through when obviously did the record last week.
Yeah.
And I sort of based it on that time frame that it should probably take me about another week to get through the rest of it. No, it was done the next day.
So what was the weapon?
It's a one-handed sword.
Right, okay.
Obviously you've got like your sort of typical broadsword kind of knights and round table, that kind of sword, not a katana or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mastered that and obviously unlocked the dual swords. So that was the main thing. I just wanted to get that finish so I could start macking the dual swords.
That was your objective, yeah.
Yeah, dual swords. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, baby.
And then yeah, I fucking smashed through that within like 6-7 hours and mastered that.
What, the dual swords as well?
Because if you got two, it goes fucking up. It goes up twice as fast. That's the only thing that I could work out. But so I'm
double hits, double XP basically.
Basically, yeah, it seems that way.
Nice.
But so yeah, I've gone through and I've started on another weapon set as well. So I've got a couple more EX skills, which is like you've got your main weapon and then a skill which gets you other certain skills like buffs or healing or other fucking gubbins. Yeah, I've maxed through a couple of them and maxed them out. So I'm moving on to other stuff on that. But then I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to totally trophy haul this game. So
right, okay.
I am going to aim for the platinum.
Whoa,
which is all the trophies.
That's serious, man.
So there's some big trophies in there. There's a couple of combo ones which are going to be a bit of a dick, but that's just a case of opening up the right skill tree, then getting the right set of skills
to be able to do it,
get the right buffs so you can fucking smash through it. I mean, in it, I've just been macking the fuck out of some of the bosses because there's generally, like, on every little area, there's always at least one boss or boss character which is generally a higher level than most of the area's enemies.
Yeah.
And yeah, where I've just been grinding the fuck out of it, I've got quite a bit more powerful than most of the enemies, so you just go in and just wail the fuck on them and just absolutely smash the shit out of them. But to be fair, I was doing that like 20 levels beforehand anyway, so I was like, I'm up to like level 52 right now.
So have you over-grinded?
Yes and no, because I'm going for obviously loads of trophies. You've got to get all of your main like cast of characters and all the heroine and heroes. You've got to get them all up to max affinity.
Right.
And you can sort of walk around the sort of hub with them and sort of talk to them in certain specific spots, and it goes up faster. But then what I worked out is if you do like skill chain combos when you're out fighting, and if you actually manage to get the skill chain to work, you get just the same amount of applause and sort of increases in your affinity. So all I've just been doing is finding bigger bosses that I can't beat, so I can just keep wailing on them and just keep doing these skill chains. Obviously I die in the end, but I get the affinity points out of it, so I'm like, yeah, good enough.
Brilliant. Kill me, I don't care.
Yeah, that's it.
Look at this combo, blam blam, it's doing nothing. I don't care, blam blam blam.
Some of it's funny, you're watching it. I'm used to putting like 10,000, 15,000 hit points on enemies in strikes and single strikes and stuff like that, and I'm watching it's like 3. Oh, I've got a 7. Ooh, 3. Oh. 4. 8. Ooh, another critical. And some of them it's been hilarious, and you just watch the guy just literally just extend a finger out and just flick one of my characters, and they're just like, nah, dead. It's like, I best not get hit then.
Amazing.
So yeah, it's been a good laugh. The bosses are great. They're really easy in the sense that all you've got to do is learn the attack pattern, and then just be stubborn enough to stick with it. And once you get your certain buffs and certain skill sets up, fucking smash through them. So yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's been a good laugh.
This is like little Sword Art Online experience over the last 3-4 weeks. Has it kind of made you get more interested in other games and go look at them?
Well, I've always liked the action RPGs. because I like the obviously progressing your character, learning your abilities, finding new skills, new weapons, and blah blah blah, and doing all enhancements and whatnot.
So Final Fantasy 15 or whatever it was, the last one they did.
Well, I've never really got into Final Fantasy games because of the turn-based stuff, and reading some of the fucking stupid shit that you have to do on some of them, and some of the stupid bosses that
Ride that trucker though.
Why? But I've never really got into those, but I've always liked a lot of the Square stuff, like there with Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, obviously Sword of Mana.
Yeah. So I mean,
like you say, the Zelda-esque action RPGs, none of the turn-based stuff. But sort of in recent years, I started picking up the turn-based stuff.
And has Sword Art made you look at sort of more extreme versions of? So for me, if I tried Sword Art, this would be like right, I'm really jumping into the sort of the Japanese sort of turn-based.
Oh, the JRPGs.
JRPG, yeah. So that'd be like me putting my toe in the water. Has this made you look at sort of games retrieving a bit more hardcore, like I don't know, like Senya or something like that, or? What's that? What's the one on the 3DS? The Shin
Megami.
Yeah, has it made you
Shin Megami Tensei?
Yeah.
No, because I think those ones are turn-based.
Right. Okay. So you still like it a bit more action.
Yeah.
So you still want to be involved in sort of the.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. I mean, it helps that I like the anime. Obviously, I've watched all that before I'd heard of the game. So it's got its attractions outside of it being an action RPG.
Right. Okay. So you had some affiliation or
that's it. I obviously knew of the characters and the stories and some of it.
Did it hold up well against it, or was it a bit miles away, or just its own little universe of storylines?
It's kind of one of those things, because whereas obviously you've got the animes and the story arcs have gone through on those, and then they sort of shoehorn games into bits. So you've got like characters from the second series of Sword Art turn up in like one of the games, and you're like, but you weren't introduced until this. What? Huh?
Yeah.
How? So continuity errors and shoehornings in aside, it's pretty standard JRPG stuff. The one thing I can't understand about this, because there was that one NPC in it that was linked to a Twitter account. And that I don't know if that's had any actual effect on the character itself. I've not really looked into it. Nothing seemed. I don't know if it was just purely on Twitter that it was affected, or if it was actually, because I remember reading about it supposed to be linked in game somehow.
Within a short period of time, turned like super rapey or something.
Well, it wasn't done like the Microsoft one, where it was a case of it would sort of take off bits of what everyone tweets at it. Whereas, literally within about 3 hours, it turned into a xenophobic, racist asshole. Yeah, so it's not like
good work, community.
That's it. It's why would you ever think that would ever be the way?
It's a great social experiment.
Yeah. It's like, should we just prove how much of a bunch of arseholes the world really is, and how short a time it will take us to do it? Yeah.
Turn it on and ruined.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
So, but yeah, other than that, it's been an enjoyable slog.
What else have you been gaming?
Rock Band 4.
Alright, okay.
So I can finally say, fuck you, Pantera, I've done a song.
No way!
I've finally done a song. I 3-starred a song, which I haven't done probably since I started playing on Expert, like 10 years ago. So that
But you're like, I'll take it.
Yeah, fucking right. I mean, I was playing another track of theirs, because, in my inspired, I'm great, I'm amazing, I can do this. No, I can't. Shit.
Put that back down.
That's what I said. I played I'd Broken, which is a fairly easy song. There's a couple of tricky little bits, but other than that, it's just getting the muscle memory right and keeping that going, because it gets to a point in my hand I just can't use it at all. It's like I've gone numb. But I tried another track of theirs straight afterwards, and I got through about 80% of it, and it was just like, oh god, I can't literally function my fingers how they're supposed to.
Dude, have you tried maybe like sitting on your hand before you play?
It's what it felt like. It was like a dead man's handshake. It really was.
I've got it right around the neck and I'm throttling it.
It was basically, it got to that point and I was just like, right, I'm going to put this down now. I've kind of achieved something, just not a great deal.
Yeah, now I'm going to go back to Rock Band.
But I suppose that's video games in general, really, though, isn't it? It's like, yes, I've achieved something, but what? I've achieved spending £40 to then sit here for 7 days in a darkened room, shutting myself off from the world. I'm probably malnourished and dehydrated.
Let's tell my friends and family.
But I've finally beaten this game.
Yay!
So luckily I don't think about that too much.
Yeah, probably best.
But I did manage to get some Danger Zone in. I finally got gold. Well, basically I kept playing the first level until I got a gold.
So a little reminder for those of us, Danger Zone's basically the crash bit out of
Burnout. Yeah. So
you weren't leaving that level, were you? So you were like dug in like a tick.
Yeah, I was, man. I was determined to gold it before I moved on, and then after sort of 25 minutes of looking at the same fucking level over and over again, I got the gold, and then I thought, do you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm just going to blast through it and just get all the levels done, and then go back and see if I can do it again. So, but it's not. I'm looking to finish off Sword Art Online first.
Yeah.
Gonna leave that on the back.
Dabbling.
Yeah, it's just something you pick up for half hour, have a little
cheeky little wreckage.
Yeah, that's it. It's good laugh just seeing what you can explode, what you can get away with.
Nice, I hit an ambulance.
Yeah, well, I had some really good little glitches where the car was like basically stood in a physically impossible way. And it was just sort of hovering there, stood there. I'm thinking, the Unreal Engine 4 has really got its chops down, hasn't it?
Did its thing.
But it was a good crack. I enjoyed it. It's a good little game.
Cool.
I mean, it's pretty much the same for mobile, just a bit more roguelike.
Oh yeah, okay. I tried it out, by the way.
What do you think?
I think it's good, actually. I looked at it and I was like, so that whole sort of from the bottom of the screen shooting thing, and
you think best thing about it is I can't be asked. I'm just gonna let it go. You can fucking do it.
But do you know what? It's strange because it's got sort of similar things in some of the other games that I've been playing, and I can't watch the game make wrong decisions. I'm like, no, give me that. Let me take control again. Shoot there, you idiot.
Yeah.
You're getting hit.
Yeah.
I find myself, I've got to walk away if I leave it auto playing, because otherwise I'm like, no, don't select that option. You need to use magic now.
Yeah. That's the only thing is they don't use the ultimates, because that you save them for when you get the stupid there is no way I can get out of this without being hit.
Yeah.
Hit the old fucking ultimate and then it cancels all the animations, so you don't get any other shit. So you wait for it to half fill up and then go fuck off, have my ultimate attack,
kiss my
and
chuddies.
then all of the bullets and stuff that could have or would have hit you is gone.
Yeah.
But no, it's
helpful gaming hints
for a game that's essentially grind some more, then pay, then grind. It's surprisingly light on how much you have to pay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, I have been doing the sneaky weekly rewards because I'm very sporadic with when I play it. So I was just like, no, I'm going to get all of those. Gives you loads of shit, some fucking, it's like 80p. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
And I can keep doing that each week or when I fancy it. And
80p, just carry on playing that game.
That's it. It basically just gives me loads of cash.
Yeah.
So I can actually upgrade shit.
It's cool.
That's the hardest thing in the world to keep. Gems and fucking materials you get fucking out of the wazoo, but
cash monies is
once you start getting them up to level 50 and it starts getting it's a 40,000 fucking upgrade a time. I've got 6 characters now.
Pricey. Yeah, big cash.
So there's a bit of a milker on that, but that's pretty much me. Obviously I was going to ask about your side mission being a bit of rogue life, but what about the main mission for the week, Tekken 7?
Yeah.
Did you find your character?
So, I think my commit was to effectively mash out one character, get it down pat.
What I've got it written down is pick character, get good,
get online,
go beat down online.
Yeah, I didn't end up online. I
didn't end up getting good.
don't think I ended up getting good either. I mean, so what I was doing was I was playing through the main storyline.
It's normally a good way to just quickly mack it out, get to grips with everything, isn't it?
I have a general rule of thumb, which is if you can't dick the AI, then you shouldn't be stepping online.
You've got no place online.
Yeah, exactly, right. So I was playing through normal story mode, and I got to the level, which I think is the final level, which is where you fight Kazuya Heihachi versus Kazuya. Stage fight, nothing you can do about it. And I just can't beat him.
To be fair though, Tekken, the last few ones, they've had a notorious history of ultimately annoying, just unfair, overly challenging.
I don't know. Yeah, so I must admit, I've not kept following the updates with Heihachi through each version of Tekken. So I don't know his moveset. So I've taken it on that I'm going to basically Hone Heihachi, and I've learnt a few of his moves, but I don't think I've got his combo sets like and his jugglers and all that sort of down. So no, did I do it? Fail, epic fail. But I think I'm gonna, I'm starting to chip away at Heihachi. I just haven't worked out how to dick Kazuya yet. I've got the plan.
It's implementing.
Yeah, I've got to implement. Yeah, so mostly I have been playing Tekken, just mostly getting my ass kicked.
Yes. So I'm imagining it's like the first day you sort of sit down to it, right, I'm going to do this, blast through it, and you've just been there for like a week getting absolutely fucking spanked. So,
with these sorts of things, unless some of the commits where you've been like, I've got to do 30 hours this week, I was relatively casual about it. I'm like, I fancy a bit of Tekken tonight, so I'd chip away at a few more levels, and I think I'll just carry on mashing the storyline, and then once I pop the storyline, that'll be enough to make me reasonably comfortable. I can do a quick practice and then jump online, it will be fine. And then the 3 nights I sat down to sort of play it, I was like, finish off the storyline, dicked all of the storyline, no problem, just like macking my way through, fine. Hit Kazuya, and it's just like a brick wall of like, fail.
You thought this was easy, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, if I can't dick this guy, I shouldn't be going online.
No.
So there's obviously something I'm missing, but yeah. So I'm going to work a bit more hard on that, sort of try and work that one out. What I have been playing is Mario Kart, right? But Mario Kart on the big screen.
Fucking hell.
So what I didn't realise was all the times I've been playing Mario Kart, I've just been casually like sat around the house with the Switch there with my Pro Controller, like, this is great. Even like when I've been playing it with my mates, it's been split screen on the Switch, is absolutely fine. You can both sit there and just like mash it out.
Nice.
So all that's been cool, and I thought, wait a minute, I haven't even run this bitch on the sort of my big screen. Put it back in the cradle. It's amazing. It's really beautiful. Like, I mean, it was on the Wii U, but on the Switch, it just really, really pops. It runs super, super smooth.
Nice.
I've got the P-Wing cart now, so I'm just caning it through the levels. So just absolutely loving that.
And some now free online till 2018.
Yeah, very good of them. I feel like, they've really done me a massive favour when previously all their other shit was just free online.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that bit of Shadow Warrior 2.
Yeah, you've been looking to get back into that, last few weeks.
That game's a little bubbler. I just can't help myself. It's just every time I'm on it, I find something interesting to do. I mean, there's loads and loads and loads and loads of side missions. So I've been doing all the side missions before the storyline, and I got to the bit where it says, do this, and you're moving on to the next section. So I'd done all of the side missions, and I was at about 32%. Did the bit where I passed over that storyline piece, and then suddenly it's like, here's 3 more of those, 2 of them, 4 of them, 8 of those. I'm like, right, there's a load more to do. So that 32%, I don't know quite how I've hit 32%, because there seems to be loads of side stories. I've just done a Santa Claus mission where like all the monsters are coming at me with like Santa hats on, and I've been like decapitating them. Yeah,
sweet.
Great. So absolutely loving Shadow Warrior 2. Really want to get on co-op with somebody. Need somebody to get on co-op, but yeah, very, very cool. Mobile gaming, a little bit, not a great deal. Same as before, King of Fighters, Ultimate, blah, 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 Match Online, Super EX plus Alpha 98 2. That's still cool, still playing lots of that, still playing loads of Empires and Puzzles as well. Still leveling like you, just trying to like level up all my little shit. I don't usually get into this kingdom building stuff.
No, I just, it's one of those, I think with mobile, it's getting to the point now that you're getting multiple sort of genres of games in one game, so it's just like, you don't need to download 3 apps because we've got it all for you. Just spend your money here, just here, just here.
Build this kingdom, play this gem game, level up your characters, get special moves. Yeah, they just fold it all in one. But so all those kind of done. I've taught those to death a little bit in previous episodes. But the one that did come up this week and actually surprised me, because this was it's a mobile game that I played with a friend of mine. And we sat there solidly for the better part of 45 minutes. It's Cryoman, actually, just mashing this out. It was OSA, the Insult Simulator. Yeah, but it's the second one they've done. It's like available most of the stores now. I think on iOS it's about £3, which is the Hollywood roast version. And you've got like Harry Potter in there and Gandalf and like a Marilyn Monroe character. And we sat there, played 2 players, so he's on one side, I'm on the other, just building your insults. And yeah, brilliant. Really good.
Yeah, because I don't know, the one thing I always say is it's definitely a tablet game.
Yes.
Not a phone game. Because the amount of times that I was trying to play on my
Press the wrong
phone
button.
and you press the wrong fucking insult.
There's no reason for them to have the insults that small
No.
either. They could have, they could have put bars of colour on each side, so alternating
There's at
ones, which is a
least-
bigger button. So
Yeah.
you go that one or that one or that
That's
one.
it. There's a few design choices they could have made that would have made the mobile experience a bit better.
And they didn't really fix it in the sequel either,
No.
which is a bit weird.
That's strange, but it's one of those, though. I think it's a case of it's a game that's completely designed for PC, and with the mouse in mind, it just does work for touchscreen. So we'll just port it over, done,
Yeah.
and ship it out, kind of thing.
But yeah, great game though, and we had a great time. Just some of the shit like your career and your financial portfolio smells like a dog. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Just some really, really
The
great insight.
absurdity of some of it is great as well, isn't it? Because it just makes no sense, but when it's all tied together, it just some of it's brilliant. And it's one of those, I think it's a game that would have been a good laugh to work on.
Yeah, man, I reckon they had a great time doing it.
Yeah.
I'd love to have done the voice recording stuff. That was sort of like Sir Ramsbottom and all that sort of thing.
that's
Yeah,
it.
brilliant. Cool. Well, there we are, folks. There's another episode of the B Button wrapped for another week. As always, if you like what you hear, you know what to do. Come on, show us a little bit of love. Hit the like below. Do a bit of subscription as well. Commits for next week. We've got to think about it. What you got, Link?
I'm going to finish Sword Art Offline with a specific trophy, which I have to do 100 hours before I finish it.
Wow, that's a commit. I've got to beat Kazuya. I've got to beat him somehow or another. Right, folks, so from Angry Link, it's...
Adios.
And from me, it's out. Peace.